Hi, I'm Bar.
I'm Ba.
I'm Bar.
I'm Ba. And I'm Ra.
And together we are Bar.
Ba. Ra.
So we started living together because we're best friends. During the pandemic, we just kind of wanted to explore our secondary instruments, kind of starting with Bridget being really passionate about the bass, and then Anna picking up the drums, and I got more into guitar.
I think we were addicted to the feeling of not having any standards on an instrument. There's no judgment ever.
We just recorded an album together of all of our original compositions as Barbara, and it should be coming out in late summer. Yeah, early fall, September.
Macroaggression was my first day of jazz school. So when I met Camilla in big band, and I sat down, and the jazz teacher, professor leading it, was trying to joke around and lighten the mood. And the joke's end point was that a woman's place is in the kitchen.
Little things like showing up at a jam session and having a tune be called, and then everyone assuming I might not know that song, but they don't assume that like the men don't know the song.
Walking into a space and feeling alone, or feeling like you're not being accounted for, or the expectations are less. A big one is showing up to a gig and the sound guy starts to like set up a microphone for you, assuming you're a singer. And then you're like, oh, I'm just gonna reposition that, and you play your horn or something, or the keys.
I think it really goes back to the history of when the art form started and the expectations of women in that time period. You know, not being able to go out and hang at the late night jam sessions and shows. So at that time, jazz was learnt on the bandstand and women just weren't able to go out. So that's kind of the foundation of it.
It's essentially just a boys club. Like, so much of the like very like top musicians are men, and like exactly what you're saying, like those are the role models. That's like what everyone looks up to. That's like what the general populace respects and expects.
When you're starting your instruments in middle school, you're doing bands, you aren't really offered instruments that have a male connotation around them, like trumpet or saxophone or trombone. They kind of force like flutes or clarinets or smaller instruments for you because they don't think you can handle it. And I think that just kind of grew with the stigma at a young age. Just keep doing it and look for the good people that inspire you to like create your own voice. Our band is that, you know. Barbara started with us all being classically trained in music, and then we said this is very tiring to always be looked down upon, and we created our own thing, and we've had more fun playing music ever